Hello viewers, welcome to the very first comprehensible reading video. In this series, we will be reading 10 minutes in each video to see how much grammar and how much vocabulary you can actually acquire from reading 10 minutes every day. We start with comics. They are easier than just reading normal books. So let's start reading right now, hit the clock, and see how much grammar we can actually learn. So in the very first part, you have this text. Han pasado 5 años desde la batalla entre Goku y Piccolo. En el mundo reinaba la paz, hasta que un día. Alright, so the very first part you can learn, han pasado 5 años desde. So that's the expression you can learn. You can modify the number here. You can put, for example, 3 semanas. Han pasado 3 semanas desde. So 3 weeks or 5 years have passed since. That's a good structure you can use to speak Spanish. The second one you can learn is hasta que un día. This is good for when you talk about deadlines or moments that something happened until something else happened. Hasta que un día. Until one day. In Spanish we need this que. Until one morning, until one day, hasta que un día, hasta que una mañana. Alright. So the guy is like, you? ¿Qué? Okay, so sometimes comics have mistakes. These mistakes are super basic, but they look bad if you do them. In Spanish, questions have 2 question marks. The one that opens the question and the one that closes the question. And also, don't forget to have the question mark. You don't forget to put the accent on the question word. You have que. Then the guy says, pero, ¿qué rayos fue eso? Well, the expression ¿qué rayos fue eso? Is a colloquial expression to say like, what the hell was that? So don't forget, put the question mark and the accent once again. ¿Qué rayos fue eso? What the hell was that? ¿Sería un meteoro o tal vez un ovni? Well, would it be a meteorite or maybe an UFO? So the word for UFO is the word ovni in Spanish. Tal vez is a good word you can learn. Maybe. Tal vez means maybe. Then the guy's writing on his truck. Tengo que ver qué fue eso. Here you have 2 ques. One needs an accent because, well, it's a question, right? So the very first one that you need to remember is this structure. Tengo que. Tengo que is a grammar structure for obligations. It normally needs a verb in front of it. So tengo que comer, I have to eat. Tengo que ver, I have to see. The second que is the one that needs the accent mark because that is the question. I have to see what that thing was. Alright? Tengo que ver qué fue eso. And it looks like it's a meteorite. And the guy says, esto es increíble. Once again, there's a mistake. This is incredible. Okay? Esto no es un meteoro. Okay, this is not a meteorite. Remember that you use the verb ser to identify objects. So if you have a meteorite, you would say es un meteoro. If it's not a meteorite, no es un meteoro. Then the capsule opens, and this guy comes out, and he says, los rumores eran ciertos. Los habitantes de este planeta aún siguen con vida. Alright. So it says here, the rumors were true. Rumors were true. You have to pluralize ciertos because we're talking about rumors. Los habitantes de este planeta. The inhabitants of this planet aún, still, or let me word yet in English. So the inhabitants of this planet continue with life still. Literally, they are still alive. So the expression you need to be careful about is seguir con. This is the one that you need to remember. It's always going to be seguir con vida. Seguir con trabajo. You still have something. So the inhabitants of this planet are still alive. Ese canalla de Kakaroto. Well, here we find our very first, not a strong word, because it's not a bad word, But the word canalla. Canalla is kind of like a coward. So that coward of Kakaroto. Kakaroto, is the second name of Cuckoo, or the real name of Cuckoo. So that coward. You can use canalla, but we don't really use it in daily conversation. I mean, you will see it a lot in this comedy, but not worth level. Right? Alto. Dime quién rayos eres. Alright. Here you notice they finally put the question mark at the beginning and they put the question mark at the end. Once again, they use the word rayos, like hell. Tell me who the hell you are. So tell me who the hell are you in this case. Quién, once again, needs an accent mark here. Tell me, it's dime, quién is who, the hell you are. Stop there. Tell me who the hell you are, literally. Then we have this huge guy. And he says, tu nivel de pelea es de solo 5 unidades. Eres una basura. So your level, tu nivel de pelea, your level of fighting, so your fighting level, is de solo 5. It is of only 5. It is just. So that solo might mean only, but in this context means just. 5 unities, so 5 is just 5. You are not garbage, but you are a garbage, right? You can say eres basura, but that would mean that you're literally identifying the person as garbage. It's not a human, it's garbage. By putting eres una basura, he's actually being pejorative. He's actually offending the guy. You're garbage, right? So be sure to use that one when you want to offend someone. Eres una basura, not just eres basura. Te dije que te detengas. So with this one, you have now a little bit more complicated structure. It's te dije, I told you. So I told you. In Spanish, pronouns go before the verb in some occasions. Sometimes they go before. But dije, I said, te to you. So I told you que. This is just a linear word, like I told you that que is not the word what, but it stands for that. Te detengas. Well, that is a command. Te detengas is I told you to stop. Right? I told you to stop in this case. Te detengas. Si no lo haces, te dispararé. And here we have 2 grammar structures, not in the advanced realm, but they are useful because they normally go hand by hand. You have the very first one, which is the, here another color, here you have the conditional, and here you have the future. This future is missing an accent. Si no lo haces, if you don't do it. But what is law? Many students have problems with this law. What is law? Well, that law is stop. If you don't do it, if you don't do what? If you don't stop. If you don't stop, I will shoot you. Si no lo haces, te dispararé. I will shoot. And well, he doesn't stop. Okay, he stops the bullet with his bare hands and then he shoots the bullet back. And well, a little bit of explicit image here. Los habitantes de este planeta son una basura. Once again, he says una basura because they are not literally garbage. They are just garbage level, right? So you are offending. So the inhabitants of this planet are garbage. Remember, not real garbage, just garbage level. It says, en esa dirección hay una gran reacción de poder. In that direction, there is a great power reaction or motion. Here the one that you need to remember is the word I. I normally goes with these kind of articles. Not el or la or los or las. No, it goes with un, una, unos, unas. I means there is, right? There is. Probably we will see another expression with I, but until that shows up, I will explain it. Here is just there is. There is a great reaction of power, or what great power coming from that part. Está. Here we need an accent. You need that accent because this is the verb estar. It is and this is going to be the grammar point that you need to learn. Many people miss this one. this a means away. So it is 4,880, whatever, miles, meters, kilometers, whatever, away. So that a means away. The structure is different in English than it is from Spanish. Be sure to remember that. And that's it. That's the very first 10 minutes. Be sure to check on the video description for the Anki flashcards. And until the very next video, bye!